Hello there, Razzle48 here, bringing you the Maximum Crisis Zefra deck profile. It took a little while for me to realize what exactly I wanted to run, what ratios, all of that nonsense. People were asking for this all the time when I had the Mari combo video up with Barrage and the one with Terratop, and people were asking me for the deck profile for those. And this will not have those combos because as several of you pointed out in the comments, those combos involve running a lot of bricks, just to go off with cards that you would go off with anyway, and it would be a lot better to have the rest of your hand to be consistently good cards so that you can do, like, so that you brick less, and so that your deck's more consistent, and you could do, like, good combos with them anyway. But, before we dive in, a few things that you can run in this deck that I'm not running, is, Bahamut Shark, totally awesome, because now that Zefra is out, there is a level 4 water Zefra, the Necross Swordmaster, that, you could, like, run with Instant Fusion and Norden, and you could run 3 of that, and you could, like, make a build based around that includes a Bahamut Shark Toad engine. And also there is a True King of Calamities little combo that you can do involving Chow Fang and Cloud Castle to bring back Chow Fang after it dies, which you can search Ash Blossom with, and then you could stack into the True King. But both of those are not consistent, and so I wanted to make my deck like the best that it can be most consistently, and keep in mind that I may run those later. This is just the build as I see it as the best version right now, and Maximum Crisis just came out, so I may be entirely wrong the more that I test things and the more that I come up with things, but this is just how I think the deck is best right now. I topped at the Maximum Crisis sneak peek, and I've won every locals that I've gone to since then, because the new Zefra support is just so broken. But before one last thing before we begin, shout outs to my testing partner Colby Potts. He helped me find the proper ratios. He helped me do almost all of my testing. I just want to say thank you to him. So I won't keep you here anymore. Let's dive right in. I won this mat, by the way, sneak peek, thanks to these cards. Even though, like, the ratios at the sneak peek were not correct because I wasn't able to get all my stuff. But anyway, triple Zefrath because this card is broken. This card is essentially Zefra Monkey Board. This card, it can be either a scale 1 or a scale 7. It lets you search any Zefra in the deck, and it can't even be Ash Blossomed because it doesn't go to your hand. It goes to the extra deck. Which is more or less the same thing because you can pendulum summon it, but it's not technically a search, so it dodges Ash Blossom, which I think is amazing. You're never going to summon this, by the way, unless the opponent MSTs it, but if you do summon it, then it's like, oh baby, you get 2 pendulum summons a turn. That crap is retarded, but you almost never will. You're just going to use it as a scale most of the time. Zephyrs finally have a card in the deck that they want to use as a scale. It's finally a card that it can be treated as either scale. It lets you search every turn. It what else does this thing do? This thing it's a generic scale, which means it does not say you can only pendulum summon Zephyrs. Like, everything that could be good about a support card is good with this card. I love it. It's like the best card in the deck. I'm running triple Secret because this card is godlike. It searches Providence, it searches Oracle, it searches all the Zefra spell traps, and it searches 9 Pillars, which is a good spell trap all on its own. It's got big defense. It can be used to make rank 6s. Secret's always been good. I've always ran Secret at 6, or at 3. He's level 6. I'm running Triple Treasure. This card has also always been at 3, except in the Tree Toad variant. Then I'll run it at 2 because then I'm, like, trying to make rank 4s. But unlike the level 3 Plika and Windy, this card can be special summoned more than once per turn, so this is always the one that you special with Resonator to make Ding Long, because you can pendulum summon afterwards, unlike the Ritual Beast Zephyrs. This is the one that makes things tuners. Sync into Metaphosaurus, into Stardust Charge. The same stuff it's always been doing. You can also make Invoker with him, and he won't leave the field if he's stacked like he normally would if you sync with him after using his effect. But everything up till now has been the same, but the changes coming here. I'm only running one Plika and one Wendy. It's because you only really need one of these, because you only really need one level 3 to make a tuner with Treasure, and Zefra can just help you search whichever one you need. And then, like, from then on, he's probably going to be searching Treasure because it keeps going to the bottom of the deck every time you use it. And so you don't need to be drawing these, like, consistently. Like, now that Zephyrs have, like, cards that they want in their scale zone, you don't, like, running more than one of each of these might be excessive. I might up, like, Plika up to 2, maybe, if I wanted to break Treasure down to 2, but that's stretching it, because Treasure needs to be at 3 because of Ding Long combos. And, there's, like, no other scale 1 that I could take out for another Plika. But this has been working just fine for me. Plika's Resurrection from Graveyard effect is pretty nice. It can get things back that you detach from Invoker. It can get Yang Zing Zephyrs back that you send to the graveyard with Ding Long. Plika's usually the one, if I had to choose between the two, that I would use. I'm running one of each of the Teller Knights. These are unfortunately level 4s, therefore they suck in the deck, but searchable removal is really good. Like, if you're playing a deck that doesn't run back row, then obviously he's probably going to be a scale. And if you're fighting a deck that you don't want to, like, destroy face-up cards, then he's probably going to be a scale that you search. Like, you're not going to be making synchro plays with these, because, like, the level 7 synchros options that, like, Treasure plus one of these just, like, isn't good. Like, I guess you could Resonator into one of them for Stardust Charge, but whatever. The main reason that we're running these is because they remove the opponent's cards from the field, and they're searchable. I am still running Zodiacs because this engine just is too consistent for me to take out. I vomit in my mouth a little every time a rat touches my board. Quite unlike when I ran Wind-Up Rat, and when I said Special Rat back then, it had a whole different meaning. But now I'm still running this crap because it's just way too good. And I opted for Terratops this time. The triple Terratop one, Taka, whatever, Tomborg, something or other. These are for Invoker only, but it's for consistent. Like, I don't run Totem Bird. Extra deck space is way too tight. But you don't need to. As a pro Zoo player friend of mine actually told me that he doesn't even run Totem Bird because there's no instance where he'd rather make that over Invoker because of the amount of pluses he gets. And speaking of pluses, I am running the Black Sheep. Just for the one instance, it's like I just use it once. I don't recycle it or do anything else. I'm running Triple Red Resonator because Synchro plays. Basically, besides the Zephyrs, I have 2 engines in here. I have the Zodiac engine and I have the Resonator engine. This is to help get around D barriers and Solemn Strikes so that one play of mine being negated or stopped is not the end of the world. There are tons of other plays that I could do. Like, for example, if I summon a Terratop and I get deburied for XYZ, then I can normal Resonator and sink into Ding Long. And if someone calls Pendulum and I can't special a Resonator or a Zefra off of Resonator's effect, I could summon a Terratop or a Rat and proceed to XYZ and Synchro that way. I'm trying to make the deck versatile, whatever you want to call it. And it's been working very good. One Glow Up Bulb, this is purely for Nat Beast. I do not run the Perform Age Hat Tricker anymore because now I have access to a Zodiac Chocanine, Leica. Zodiac Leica. I have access to Leica, so I never need to search the the level 3 or the level 4 Earth non-tuner to make with Nat Beast, so that's one less brick I can run. And besides the Takatomborg, there aren't any other real bricks in the deck. Oh yeah, besides this Black Sheep, but I'm not running Mari Mari or Scrap Goblin or any weird crap anymore. But Glow Up Bulb, you can make Ding Long with it. You can make Nat Beast with it. I'm running 2 Ash Blossom because this card is way too broke. It's not broken at all, but it's way too good. Especially in my deck because I could search it with Stardust Charge. If you run Chao Feng, then if it dies, you can search it with that. I'm not running Chao Feng right now. There's a really high chance that I will in the future. I'm just not running it in this particular build. Also, you can recycle this with Nirvana, you can recycle this with M7, and that's why I'm not running 3. It's just because there's so many ways to, you don't have to hard draw it in this deck like you do in so many other decks, so there is like no reason for me to run more than 2, honestly. I'm running Maxi because this card is the most broken card Konami has ever printed. I truly believe that this is the most overpowered card in the whole game to date. I wish this card had never been printed. This card, I hate it. Like, I've never hated a card like I hate this card. Well, maybe Quillfort Towers, but, like, I despise this. But you gotta run it, because it's OP as crap. And you can search it with Stardust Charge Oracle. You can recycle it with M7 and Nirvana. You know the whole song and dance. That's it for the monsters. Let's go on to the spells. Triple Oracle. I'm not running Terraforming because, like, now I have Providence, and that can double function as Terraforming, and Secret can always search for Terraforming, or for Oracle, just like he's always been able to. But this card is still essential because you still get Zefrath. If you have Zefrath, you can get Treasure Secret. Any Zephyr you want, Treasure Secret. I'm still running 3. It's still, like, the Synchro and XYZ effects are still good. Like, this is my Bo Baboon, and also this helps me search any monster in the game. Ghost Ash, Maxi, cards that I should not be able to search, but I can. Triple Providence, this card is... I don't know why this card is a rare. This card is so good. Why is Oracle Secret in this rare? I don't understand. Maybe it was just the timing, and this was a lot better back then than this is now. I don't know. But this is basically, you know how Blue Eyes have Gospel? This is that for Zephrys. Like, if your Scales would die, if your monsters would die, if your field spell would die, but you're never going to use it for that, you could just banish this from the graveyard instead. That annoying thing that Blue Eyes do, Zephrys can now do. Although you may only probably want to use it to save your Scales. But anyway, its other effect can be used to search any Zefra card in the deck. That means Oracle, that means any of the monsters, that means Zefrath, that means either of the Zefra traps. And I say either because there's only 2 you want to run. I know Chosen of the Zephyr exists. Never run it, ever. Like, please do yourself a favor and don't do that crap. I'm running 2 Resonator Call because Red Resonator is just so essential for so many of the combos. And then when they stop it, I just like do zoo things or just Zefra things, like you know how it works. The 1 fusion sub because Black Sheep. Here's my trap lineup. That's it for the spells. I'm running 1 Divine Strike. Can't really see it. This glare is kind of cancer. 1 Nine Pillars, 1 Zephyr War, and 1 Lost Wind. These are all searchable with Secret. This is searchable with Ding Long. These are searchable with Providence. This is here to pitch off of Beatrice. This is like the most useful trap in the game right now that you can use from the graveyard that's not like a Paleo. And I do run Beatrice, and I go into Beatrice a lot to pitch Glow Up Bulb from the deck to make Nat Beast or to make Ding Long with Glow Up Bulb plus a Rat. And usually on the opponent's turn, it's like I have that extra Beatrice XYZ material, and I just use it to pitch something from deck that I don't want to draw. And I thought to myself, you know what? There's good enough traps in the game that it's like if I draw them, they're still pretty good, that I could run to send to the graveyard with that other Beatrice effect and actually get some benefit off of it, because I tried Farfa, and that didn't really work, because if you draw it, then you're screwed. It's like Farfa has zero use in this deck if you draw it. But Lost Wind, on the other hand, if you draw it, it is no problem at all. You can just set it, and it's good to pitch with your deck with that Beatrice after you pitch the Glow Bulb on the opponent's turn. Also, I'd like to point out that if you have Secret on the field and you set 9 pillars, and if you negate something, then and spend a deck and you destroy Secret, then you can search Zefra War, which you can use from your hand during that turn, if you have 2 Zefra scales, which you always will. And also, you want to destroy your field spells with this, because you can, because I guarantee you, no matter what your board is, the field spell is what you're going to need the least. So, and this says destroy Zefra card, not monster scale, so you can destroy your field spell. But that's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck, where some of these deck building choices will come into light a little bit more. We're running Norden. I'm not running Instant Fusion because, like I said, there's no Bahamut Sharks in here in this particular variant. Maybe if I find a way to like make it consistent or something, then I will. Also, there's no there's no Tornado Dragon, as sad as it is that I bought one, but I don't have room to run it, so there's no real point in running Instant Fusion. It's funny because people banish this with the level 9 True King guy, and I have no other ways of making it after I do the Fusion sub once. But this is just for the Fusion sub combo. It lets you draw a lot of cards, and I'm always down for drawing cards. You'll notice there was no Desires in my deck because I definitely don't want to banish. There's a now with Plick and Windy at 1, there are some 1-ofs that you don't want to banish. You don't want to banish the Glow Bulb. Yeah, the Glow Bulb. You don't want to banish a Rat, obviously, if you've not done the combo, or the Black Sheep. But now, with the Black Sheep combo, you can just draw cards without having to banish, and you can do it about as consistently, because Terratop lets you do it, and Rat lets you do it, and now that Chakanine exists, and and you can even make Invoker with your hard make it with Zephyrs if you need to. But yeah, that's just for the Fusion sub combo. Running Dinglong, you can make this with a Resonator. You can make this with a Glow Bulb if you need to. This card is combo heaven. You can search things with it. You can adjust its level to whatever the heck you want. You can you get stuff from your deck when it leaves the field. That's when it dies. That's when it sinks. Not when it's overlaid. So please don't make rank 6s with this. I've done it before, once or twice, and I cringed every time I did it. But yeah, that card's amazing. Naturia Beast, like I've said multiple times. Glow Up Bulb, Beatrice are in the deck, both explicitly for this card, and yes, it is worth it. This card is so retarded good. It's so many decks, it's you make this and you just automatically win. Especially when you back that with a Trident and a 9 Pillars. It's just ugh. That board doesn't sound like much, but it's so hard to deal with for people. Unless they have a Kaiju, but honestly, I don't really care about Kaijus, because it's all oh, you broke my board, I can make another one next turn. Because this isn't the kind of deck where it's you break one board, and then it's you can't do anything else. Stardust Charge, because Oracle exists, and you can search any monster in the game with this. Ghost Ash, or Ash Blossom, I need to start calling her by her English name, Ash Blossom. Or Maxi. Or Zefra, if you really need something. Metaphysaurus. This card has non-targeting control change. This is the card that first inspired me to play the deck. It's been in the deck for years. Ever since I first got my hand on Zephyrs, immediately as Cross Souls came out, this has been in the deck. I think it's the only card in the whole deck that has been there that long. It's the only card that's been there since then. I'm running Baxia. I don't run Baxia if I take out Dinglong, because it's hard to make. Because if I take out Dinglong, then that probably means that I'm not running Resonators anymore. which is possible because I did take out Resonators to try the Bahamut Shark engine, so they may come out later. But right now, I think that the Resonators are a really good tech choice because they help you make Ding Long easily, and you can make this with Secret or Metaphosaurus plus a Resonator. This lets you resurrect a rat from your grave if you want. This lets you resurrect a Resonator, which, by the way, gives you free life points, which really helps in time of tournament, which, by the way, is a mechanic that should not exist. Like, time in tournament is the dumbest thing ever. But this also lets you spin your opponent's cards, and you could resurrect Ash Blossoms with this, which is a tuner. Like, cards hecka useful. If only this was level 7, like, I swear, I'd love life. Does this say the whim has to be the non-tuner? Yeah, if this was level 7, like, I'd run this thing in a heartbeat. Like, oh my god. Even without the Resonators. But, running Nirvana, this card is way too good. Like, now that Zefra has come out, like, I wasn't running this, like, the past few builds. But now that Zefra has come out, and I'm allowed to run more defensive cards, like there's a couple more traps in here than there used to be. There's a couple more hand traps in here than there used to be. Like, being able to recycle those for more defense is like really, really good. And also, I'm still running the two Teller Knights that I've always been running. So after I search something with Stardust Charge or take something with Metaphosaurus, I'm still able to make this just as much as I always have. Life point halving is stupid, and I don't know why they gave it to him, but I'm glad they did. And like I said, it lets you resurrect your traps, hand traps, combo pieces if you need to. That's it for the synchros. For the XYZs, we have Invoker. This is the only rank 3 in the deck, because like no longer will I open Barrage Resonator and want to make Totem Bird. As you saw, there was no Barrage in the main deck. This is because I definitely don't want to be drawing no Barrages after I've done the Zoo combo. Like, Terratops can be, like, used for plays, like, after you've done the Zoo stuff and your stuff is exhausted, you could, like, Resonator into a Terratop for a Ding Long. You could, sync with one, if you make a Zefra Tune or if you normal Ghost Dash for godforsaken reason. But I'm saying that, like, unlike Terratop, Barrage is a hard brick after you've done the Zoo combo once, and we're trying to make the deck as consistent as possible. So, I'm not running Barrage, I'm just running Terratops, and because I'm not running Barrage, I'm not running Totem Bird, which means there's no reason that I'd ever want to make any rank 3 over Invoker, unless I draw Terratop 2 Rat, but let's hope that that never happens. And speaking of Zodiacs, I'm running these. I'm running 4 just like always, except I'm running the Chakanine instead of the Borbo. It works fine. Like, you don't need a 5th one. Like, you don't need a Bow or a Hammer Kong. If you know what you're doing. I'm not sure I know what I'm doing yet, but it's been working fine for me anyway. I'm running Emerald because I like to draw cards, and now that I'm running the Black Sheep combo, I can. I can draw cards. I'm running Beatrice. This is the Pitch Glow Up Bulb to make Nat Beast. This is mainly a combo piece. There's no Purple Dante anymore in here, sadly. It was mainly a failsafe, and I saw that I didn't get to bring it out that much, so I just replaced it with cards that help me more. And there is M7 in here because more hand traps are being ran in the deck now. Like, just being able to bring Ghost Dash back to my hand is just broken, like, consistently. But that's the extra deck. You'll notice there's no level 7 synchros because I run Zefra now, and I will, like, never be stuck in a situation where I can only make a 7 again. There's no Purple Dante, like I previously mentioned. I couldn't make room for Chow Fang. Like, like I said, there's no Bahamut Shark or Toad, but if I did have room, I would definitely run Chow Fang, Cloud Castle, and the rank 9 True King, because, like, there's a really good combo that I came up with that involves making the True King off of just, like, Resonator and then Treasure and Zefra. And there's, like, a billion cards in this deck that can get you to Treasure and Zefra. It's I guess I got the base of the combo from someone else, but I won't talk about that now. I'll probably make a separate video for the True King Zephyr combo, and I'll explain everything about it there. On to the side deck. I'm siding 2 Flying Seas. This is obviously for Zoo, because I don't like them being able to play. A lot of people tell me, don't side this, because they can just barrage it. And I'm like, you realize that unless they have a Terratop, they're gonna use barrage first. Like, they're not gonna, normal summon and then do barrage afterwards. Like, they want a barrage first, so that they can choose what they want to normal summon, like, after they've drawn cards. And so, unless they, like, draw Terratop and barrage, and I drew Flying Sea, which is not a very common instance, then this is a good side deck card for Zoo. And I don't think... some people prefer Retaliating Sea just because of the Black Sheep combo. I don't. I'd prefer stopping them from doing anything at all. That's just my personal preference. I'm running 2 Artifact Lancia. This was originally for lawn mowing, but with the release of Ash Blossom, no one's doing that anymore. Now, this is for dinos, because, you know, Miscellaneousaurus doing its thing, the 3500 beater, that Book of Moons your whole field doing its thing. I don't want dinos to exist. Like, that deck is honestly really rough to fight, and, Lancia helps. Like, honestly, all of my sides that used to be for grass decks are now for dinos, because I don't want them banishing anything. I'm running 2 Gamma Seal. I don't like kaijus. I am not a person who likes kaijus, but guess what's right around the corner, or actually it's here now, is True Kings. I don't want to deal with True King level 8 scumbag, and this also helps against Wind Witch to get over that invulnerable Crystal Wing. Like, there's a ton of decks that kaijus help with, so I am just running the 2 just for those decks. I'm running triple MST. This is not for any deck in particular. This is because Unending Nightmare just came out. And now on top of triple Anti-Spell, people have triple Unending Nightmare to side against me. And this is mainly just for when I know I'm going to go second, and I know that they're going to side 3 to 6 cards for my poor deck, and I'm siding this as insurance that if I set a scale and they flip Anti-Spell or they flip Unending Nightmare, that I can just chain MST and not have to deal with it. That is what this is. This is life insurance against every deck, because every deck can side those things. And, like, those things are a pain. Like, oh, by the way, it's like I do have one of these in a white sleeve, because my pack of Dark Magician Girl sleeves came with 54 for some godforsaken reason. Like, it said 50 on the box, so when I saw more, I got hyped, but then it was like 54, and I'm like, this sucks. But, yeah, triple MST, 2 Iron Wall. This is for dinos. If I see any stray grass decks, I can use it for that. This is for Cosmo, too, I guess, because links are right around the corner. I don't effing know. Like, I guess, you can use this for True Kings if you really, really want, because if you do, then the level 8 guy, like, can't use his effect to kill anything, because he can't pay the banish cost. Mainly, this is for dinos. Like, I'm trying to have sides in my deck for the 3 big decks, which is Zoo, Dinos, and True Kings. And so I'm trying to get all those bases covered. And speaking of which, 2 Mask of Restrict for the True Kings. Depending on how much of a pain in the anus they are, I may bump it up to 3. But honestly, like, I just mainly just have the kaijus for them, I guess, and the Mask of Restrict is just if I go first. That matchup is a pain. And also, I'm running 2D Barrier for, if I had to put a label on what this is for, I would say for Zodiacs, but, because, like, they don't run anything but XEs, unless they're running some weird Spiral variant or something. But, this is obviously for a number of matchups. D-Barrier can help with. I can't main D-Barrier anymore, because, like 2 of the best decks right now, Dinos and True Kings, like, just laugh at it, so this is not a main deck card in the slightest right now, I don't believe. But as a side deck card, it's still pretty darn great. So that's the deck. Keep in mind, this is just the first Zefra deck for the new set that I've made. subject to change, I suppose. Sorry, my phone turned off there. But yeah, it's subject to change, I suppose. And yeah, that's about it. So there, you got the deck profile for Maximum Crisis. I know it doesn't have combos that I featured on my channel in it, but that's okay because it's like hecka consistent and it can still do retarded things. Turn one. I'll post some combo stuff later. I'll be sure to get a video out about that True King thing. But that's the deck, so tell me what you think in the comments, like always. Yeah, that's just about it. I hope you enjoyed it. So for now, this is Razzle48 saying goodbye, and I'll see you next time.